Good morning children. I welcome you all to the next video of class 11th accountancy. We are going to start with the 8th chapter today, that is source document of accounting. We are going to start with the source documents of accountancy. What does that mean? First of all, we need to understand what are source documents. So these documents are the first record about the details of a business transaction. Such documents report the date, the amount, parties involved, and the nature of the transaction. Entries in the books are always made from the source documents. According to the verifiable objective principle of accounting, each transaction recorded in the books of account should have adequate proof to support it. These documents are the written and authentic proof of the correctness of the recorded transactions. Okay. So these documents are required for audit and tax assessment also. So they also serve as the legal evidence in the case of disputes. The most common source documents are, first of all, we are going to talk about cash memo. What is cash memo? When a trader sells goods for cash, he gives a cash memo, and when he purchases goods for cash, he receives a cash memo. So details regarding the items, the quantity, rate, and total prices mentioned in cash memo. Cash transactions are recorded in the books of accounts on the basis of these cash memos also. Okay. Then second, we are going to talk about invoice and bill. What is that? So in invoice and bill, when a trader sells goods on credit, he prepares a sale invoice which contains the name of the party to whom goods are sold, the rate, quantity, and the total amount of sale. The original copy of the sale invoice is sent to the purchaser, and its duplicate copy is kept for making the records in our books of accounts also. So similarly, when a trader purchases goods on credit, he receives a credit bill from the supplier of the goods. Okay, we make an invoice on credit sale but receives a bill on credit purchase. Though the two terms are used synonymously and means the same thing. Then the next one is receipt. We are going to talk about receipt. What is receipt? When a trader receives cash from a customer, then he issues a receipt containing the date, amount, then and the name of that customer. The original copy of the receipt is given to the customer, and its duplicate copy is kept for making records in the books of accounts. In the same way, whenever we make payments, we obtain a receipt from the party to whom we make payments. Now next we are going to talk about the debit note. What is debit note? When we return goods to a supplier, we prepare a debit note and send it to the supplier with the returned goods. Debit note is a document which indicates that supplier account is being debited. It is a source document which contains the date of transaction, name of the account which is to be debited, the amount, and the reason for debit. A duplicate copy or counterfoil of the debit note is retained by us, on the basis of which the supplier account is debited in our books. Then next is credit note. What is credit note? When goods are received back from a customer, a credit note is sent to him indicating that the customer's account have been credited in our books. A duplicate copy of the credit note is retained for record purpose. Okay. Then we move ahead to the next one, that is pay in slip. What is pay in slip? This is a form available from a bank and is used to deposit money in the bank. Each pay-in slip have a counterfoil which is returned to the depositor duly stamped and signed by the cashier of the bank. This you must have seen if you have visited to the banks along with your parents. Okay, you must have seen a long slip in which there are sections which are being divided. One is being submitted in the bank itself, and one it is being stamped and countersigned, and it is given back to you by the cashier. Then check also you must have seen the format of the check. So what is a check? A check is an order in writing drawn upon a bank to pay a specified sum to the bearer or the person named in it. Each checkbook has a counterfoil in which the the same details are entered in the check are filled. The counterfoil remain with the account holder for future reference. Okay. So we have discussed about check also. So these are all the source documents. Now we are going to talk about vouchers. What are vouchers? When we were studying about the basic accounting terms over there also we have discussed about vouchers. So what are vouchers? On the basis of source documents, entries are first of all recorded on vouchers, and then on the basis of vouchers, recording is made in the journal or books of original entry. Vouchers are printed separately by all the firms in their own name. A separate voucher is prepared for each transaction and it specifies the account to be debited and the account to be credited. So vouchers are prepared by an accountant and each voucher is countersigned by the authorized person of the firm also. Okay. Then the serial number is put on each voucher and the related source document are attached with that voucher. The voucher are properly filed according to their serial number so that auditors may easily vouch them, and these may also serve as documentary evidence in the futures. Now we are going to talk about the types of voucher. Vouchers can be classified as cash vouchers and non-cash vouchers. Non-cash vouchers or transfer vouchers also they are known as. In cash vouchers, we are going to talk about debit vouchers for cash payments and credit vouchers for cash receipts. Let us talk separately. First of all, cash vouchers we are going to talk about. So cash vouchers are prepared for cash transaction. It may be cash receipt or cash payment. So these are of two types, debit vouchers and credit. So first we are going to talk about debit vouchers. Okay. In debit vouchers prepared for transactions for cash payments such as cash payment for expenses, that is salaries, rent, cash purchase of goods, cash purchase of investment, cash purchase of fixed asset, cash payment to creditors, for depositing cash into bank also. Okay. Then we move ahead to credit vouchers. Okay. In credit vouchers prepared for transactions involving cash receipts. Okay. So in this, for cash receipts of income, it can be commission, it can be interest. Then for cash sales of goods, for cash sales of investment, for cash sales of fixed assets, for cash receipts from debtor, or for withdrawing cash from the bank also. Okay. Now we are going to talk about non-cash vouchers or transfer vouchers also they are called. Okay. So in that, what are the things that are there? The vouchers are prepared for non-cash items or transactions such as for credit purchase or credit sales of goods, for credit purchase or credit sales of investment, for credit purchase or credit sales of fixed asset, for return of goods purchased or sold on credit, for providing depreciation on also, and for writing of bad debts also. Okay. So these are the classification of vouchers. It can be cash in debit and credit vouchers and non-cash. There are one more type of voucher, that is compound voucher. That is a document showing a transaction that contains multiple debits and one credit, or which contains multiple credit and one debit. It is known as compound voucher. So thus compound voucher is also of debit and credit voucher. In that debit voucher showing a transaction that contains multiple debit and one credit, and credit voucher is a document showing a transaction that contains multiple credits and one debit. Okay. So these are the forms of vouchers and source documents we have discussed over here. You are going to prepare the note and this representation in your notebook. In the next video, we are going to move ahead with the next topic. Up till then, you take care and goodbye, children.